Hey everybody, this is Katie Kramer with Tomorrow's Technology Today. Today we're going to be talking about how to turn your Microsoft Planner from zero to hero. And this call is being recorded and will be available after our broadcast. So, what is Planner? So, Planner is a task management application for project teams. It is part of your Office 365 subscription. Users can quickly create new plans in a Kanban board type workspace. Then they can create tasks as cards, assign them to team members, and organize them into buckets or columns. So, when to use Planner? So, you can install Planner on your PC or Mac or a mobile device, and you're going to use it to create new plans, assign tasks, and share files with others. You can organize teamwork and collaborate on projects in a simple visual way. You can chat with others. And then you can also keep track of your team's progress and make sure that you're staying on top of all the tasks that need to happen to get your project complete. So here's a list of all the different features that are available. Some of our favorites are, since it is part of the Office 365 subscription, it's easy to use for collaboration. It's easy to share, easy for everyone to get to. And it has a drag and drop interface. So you have cards that you're going to be able to move across it does look like a Kanban board that you can easily slide to whichever bucket that they need to go into. And then it's also just an easy visual for your project status. So here's just an example of one that we created. I just kind of mocked this up for Enyart Flooring. That was a project that we worked on, and I just did the buckets, just very simple. I only did 3 buckets for this one, just a to-do, review, and done. And here you can see that it's got the title of the card for what needs to happen, and then I was able to add in attachments, and these examples are assigned to myself, and then you can see up at the top who has access to it. So those little pictures of all the different people, those are the different members of within our organization who have access to that particular plan. So how to create a plan in Planner. So it's very simple to do. All you have to do is just launch Planner, and if you don't know how to get to it, just go to portal.office.com, sign in with your Microsoft account, and then under that list of all your different applications, just select Planner. So you're going to select New Plan and then just give your plan a name. And you can either add it to an existing Microsoft 365 group if you already have your project team set up, or you can just skip that part. And then you can also set the permissions and just go ahead and click on Create Plan. And then if you need to add different team members, all you have to do, and this is part of the wizard, all you have to do is just type in the name of the person within your organization, and that's going to show you the contact card. So just click on that card as you want to assign the different people. And then you also have access to give guest permissions. So this is going to be used for anyone who is outside of your organization. So when you when the owner goes to add the guest to the group, they're going to generate a welcome email, and then the guest just needs to accept that invitation and then just use that specific URL to get to the plan. And of course, if you do give guest permission, so there is going to be a little bit of a difference between people who are internal to your organization and then people who have guest access. So there are going to be a few limitations, but it's kind of common sense stuff, like the guests can't invite other guests to be able to view the plan. So you're going to need someone like the owner to add that for them. Obviously, they can't create new plans under your tenant. They can't delete a public plan. Um, and then just kind of some other basic things like the privacy settings, viewing the public plans, those kinds of things. So there are a few limitations, but really the guest access does what it needs to do. It gives that visibility to the project plan. So when you're ready to add tasks, so it's going to give you like little cards, and you're just going to give the task a name. You can set the due date if you want to, and then you can also assign the team member to the task. And then as you're going through the different task options, you're going to have fields for progress, a description of the task if you want to put a checklist of all the different components of the task, you can do that. You can also add attachments, so that comes in pretty handy. Like for us, we do a lot of like photos along with our tasks as we're doing like web development, things like that. So, and then we're also able to have comments. So if we need to share among our team, just kind of some different comments on what's going on in the project or the task, we can do that as well. So here's what the task looks like. And again, this one's just called demo task. You can see like which bucket, you can select the bucket as you create the task. So if it's something already in flight or something that you already have at hand, you can put it in this specific bucket. You can put the progress as you get things started or finished. You can update that here. You can set the priority if you want to. You can add a start date and a due date, put some notes in there so you know specifically what it means. You can add the checklist and you can add as many items as you want. Attachments, you can put as many different attachments as you want, and then also just add the comments, and then those will show up down at the bottom. So again, if you want to add a checklist to a task, to do so, just select the task to bring up the details, click add item under the checklist, and then just start typing that item to the list, and then just press enter when you're done. And then once you have that checklist in place, you're also able to go through and cross it off. So earlier we were just talking about how nice it is when you have that handwritten list, kind of like when you go to the grocery store, that you're able to just cross things off as you go. You can do that as well using Microsoft Planner. The buckets, so you can create as many buckets as you want. I do encourage people to keep it simple because things can easily get lost. And although they do have great search capability within Planner, there's no need to add all that extra work, and getting too many buckets just kind of creates chaos. So try and keep it simple there. And again, that's going to be the part that has the to do, review, approve, and done in this particular example. You are able to you're also able to export buckets, and that's just going to take your buckets and turn them into columns. So if you want to manipulate your data in Excel, you can do that as well. So just a couple charts that are created for you. So this is going to be available in the Planner Hub, and when you access Planner, you're going to see it over on the left-hand side. So just a couple charts that are built for you. So this is the bucket chart, and this just kind of shows how the project is moving along and kind of how many things are in each bucket. Stay on track. So this is just kind of another way to look at how the tasks are coming along. Here you're able to see from the human resources side who's overloaded, just to kind of see how many tasks each person has assigned. Obviously, some tasks are going to be bigger than others, so it's kind of hard to gauge that sometimes. So there are a couple of different options if you want to look at it from a scheduling view. So you are able to add your plan to an Outlook calendar if you want to. There is also a calendar view available within Planner, but sometimes too it's easier to have it within your Outlook calendar so that you can see, kind of keep track of your tasks that way. So to do so, up at the top of the plan, just click on Add Plan to Outlook Calendar. And then on the left hand side of your calendar, under Add Calendar, just find the name of the plan, select it, click Save, and then that's going to generate this view. So this is kind of the same as if someone shared a calendar with you, that you're able to kind of have both of them together. So in this example, you can see the blue calendar is going to be the personal calendar, and then the green calendar is going to be the plan. Everybody knows how much we love Microsoft Teams. It's a great communication hub. We also love being able to create different channels within Teams, and then we can add our plan to the different channels. So that just makes it even easier to have that collaboration right there, that you can use all the great features of Teams, and then everyone within that project team can have access to the plan. So to do so, you just have to go into the channel that you want to add the plan to, select that little plus up at the top where it's got the chat and the files, and then you're going to select Planner and then click on New Plan, and then just click Save, and then if you need to, you can add members to it. And then that's going to generate this view. So again, this is kind of just taking that Planner view and just inserting it into your Teams. So again, easy to use, and then this also syncs up. If you go out to the plan within an internet browser, you're able to see the same view that we have here in Teams. So project. So some people aren't sure how project ties in with Planner. they're two completely different applications. So project, I would highly recommend if you have a project manager or someone who is dedicated to running your project and it's large scale, something that's going to take several months to complete, kind of complicated, that's where you want to use project. And that is not included within your business subscription. So whereas planner is a little bit more, again, that Kanban type board that shows you all the different tasks. It sends out the notifications to people as they're assigned. Um, you are able to use project and planner together. So this is just kind of highlighting that if you want to highlight the task within project and link it over to planner, you can do that. And then that way they're kind of tied together, and that just makes your entire project plan run a little bit easier. But again, some of that too, it requires a lot of coordination, and just using project in itself, sometimes that can be a little bit cumbersome. So whereas planner, it really is just about giving that visibility and where we are with the different tasks. So I also wanted to share the Microsoft 365 roadmap. And I think this is something that Microsoft has really taken to heart. All the feedback that they've received with everything going on in the world right now, kind of just they're responding to people's feedback and what's really needed and how people are working and getting things done. So I just kind of wanted to walk through a couple things that are expected for this summer. So exporting the task from a plan into an Excel file. We kind of talked about that a little bit already, where it takes those buckets and dumps everything into the columns of Excel, and then you're able to manipulate the data from there. Sync message center post to planner. So this is something kind of just to keep in touch with what Microsoft has going on. Again, just for workflow management. And then copy a link to your task or plan in Planner, iOS or Android. So we love that we do have the mobile app available. Sometimes that can be a little bit hard to see on the screen, but I mean, that's kind of just the way it is with every application, because sometimes there's so much data in there, it's hard to see it on that small screen. Tasks for information workers and teams. Tasks and teams gives you a new view of your personal and team tasks. So this is kind of planner and to do together. So it consolidates your tasks across Microsoft To Do and Planner and Outlook. So kind of just something new for Microsoft as they continue to combine their applications together. Filters in Planner iOS. So again, using that search capability, using those keyword filters to quickly find your tasks on the board, that really helps, especially kind of your more complex projects, gives you that high visibility. And then copy a plan within an existing group or teams. So this is something that comes in really handy, especially if you have a certain project that you're rolling out for your clients. If you want to be able to copy the plan, you can now do that. And then you can just make updates specific to whichever client you're working on. Resources available to you. So again, we always like to remind people of the different free resources to help you get the most out of your Microsoft products. So anything that you want to talk about during these biweekly webinars, please feel free to reach out to me at kkramer@ttechtea.com. Let me know what you're working on and how we can help, or if you find something handy and you want to share it with the world, we can do that as well. Bookings, we have a booking schedule that you can book time with myself for Microsoft training. Just if you need the link, just let me know, and I even have it included in my signature. So very easy to use. It's a free 30-minute session that we can talk about whatever project that you're working on and how Microsoft can help out. And then we also do the monthly newsletter articles. So if you're not signed up for our newsletter, please feel free to reach out and we'll get you added to the list. So up next, on July 29th at 1 o'clock, we're going to be talking about Microsoft Sway and things that you can do with that you can't do with PowerPoint. So thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope to talk to you all soon.